Oh,
Look!
Listen!
It's episode 132 of Look, Listen with Geese and Guyera. Taylor's here. Can you believe it? Oh my god.
I can't.
I can't either. Geese Peep is not here, guys. She would have liked this episode too, Taylor. This is a podcast. It's a podcast about Pokemon and other things. And she would have loved this episode of Pokemon. It's fun.
Yeah, because the battles aren't... These are better battles than we're used to.
Better battles, Pokemon.
Also, we are the Better Battle Boys.
The Better Battle Boys. Guys, listen. Today, we're going to discuss episode 80 of the Horizons anime. You know the one, the search for Laqua, Rayquaza Rising. Are we still in Rayquaza? We must be near the end of Rayquaza Rising at this point. I don't know. Who's to say?
I think, didn't we find Laqua?
Yeah, we did it. Now we're gone.
Great job, everybody. Rayquaza rose.
I mean, I'm sure we'll get to Laqua. Did the kids show up to Laqua?
Oh, the kids are in the anime.
No, that was only Lucius and the boys, not the children.
Lucius and the boys. Oh, that's right. I think they found Laqua, and it was just like a field.
Yeah, it's a field with a couple Pokemon. I mean, there was, I think, a Terrakion maybe, so that's cool, I guess.
But does it know Sacred Sword?
I don't know. Taylor,
is that
its
signature move?
Secret Sword? Sacred Sword?
Sacred
Sword.
Like
Taylor, I'm so annoyed that I don't have a G-darn Keldeo, because I need a Keldeo for my godforsaken platinum medal in Pokemon Go, because to get to level 49, I need one more platinum medal. And because I didn't pay money to buy a ticket to get Keldeo, I don't have one. And that's the last one I need, because I'm going to get a Sigilif at big Los Angeles Party Town Pokemon Go Fest at the Rose Bowl Stadium, Pasadena, California. But guys, what am I supposed to do? They better be giving us a Keldeo, and it's just a big surprise, a big secret surprise.
I'm assuming they're going to give out a Keldeo.
They better. Okay, guys, we're talking a lot of Pokemon for the first half of this podcast about Pokemon and other things, Taylor.
Yeah, other things in Pokemon.
Exactly. Okay. No Geese. She's not even going to be here next week. So if you're a fan of Geese, I'm sorry. One of these days we'll get all three of them together.
Was she trapped in Florida again?
Exactly. She's always doing something. Traveling here, traveling there. Oh, guys, come on. Get over yourself, please.
Okay. Where is she nowadays?
She's in the air as we speak, flying from Florida to, her home state.
Classic Goose behavior right there.
It's a good point. Okay, write that down for the answer to your question. What's your favorite quote from yourself? Okay, actually, that was 2024. Guys, Taylor, we're rambling. What are we doing here? I thought we were having a very structured podcast. Can we please move on?
We talked about Pokemon, and now we're talking about other things.
Can we get to our first segment of the day, Geese of the Week?
Oh, yeah. What is Geesing with Geese?
She's flying in the air. Can we
you
move
can't
to our...
say flying in the air.
Yeah, 2025. Can we move on? Can we move on to our next segment, Taylor, please?
Of course we can.
Wait, no. I'm sorry.
How has Geese been doing?
No, it's... Hold on. Pause the recording. Everybody pause your podcast apps. Taylor's holding a Coco Ichibanya from Japan mug, and I have something to show him. So, Taylor, please vamp while I get some more things to show you.
What is vamping? Better be like glamping from Evil Does Not Exist. Oh, sick.
I don't see very much vamping going on.
I don't know what... I was actually just postulating about that while you were gone. I assume it's a glamping adjacent?
No, you vamp. That's when you're talking while I'm gone.
Oh, it's not like... I thought it was camping with vampires.
Okay, now I should have maybe just left this for a big surprise when you get here, but instead you're seeing it now. Look at this Coco Ichibanya curry tote.
Like a shirt!
No, it's a tote bag.
Oh, I thought it was a shirt. That's sick, though.
If you like shirts, have I got something in this bag for you?
Ooh, I do like shirts. And other clothes.
Okay, we got a Coco Ichibanya chicken cutlet curry tote bag.
Holy mackerel.
And now I'm pulling out of the plastic a Coco Ichibanya soup tumbler to hold your hot soup and curry.
Is so sick.
And it comes with a tactical military fold-up spoon.
Oh my God, you could reload that spoon so fast.
It's folded up so you can unfold it when you eat your curry while you're camping with Roy, Dot, and Lico.
Oh, that's so sick. Why is her name Dot? I mean, I get why her name is Dot, but every time you say Roy, Dot, Lico, it just sounds like a I don't know, like a Lithuanian website for streaming stuff.
Exactly, yeah. And then finally, the t-shirt Taylor was so excited about, it's a picture of the very first Coco Ichibana ever opened in the 70s in Nagoya.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it's a white t-shirt, which means your nipples show through, and I'm not a fan.
That's okay. Never rains in California.
I almost didn't get the shirt because of that fact. But I did it anyway, guys.
That happens to me.
Especially since, I don't know if I told this story, guys, but Coco Ichibana is a 2025 promotion where if you get enough points, you get the rare 2025 golden spoon. And all you have to do is spend $200.
That's nothing.
That's the only way to get the spoon. You know how rare the spoon's going to be? You know how many thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars the spoon's going to be worth?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, that's thousands of tens of dollars.
I know.
Huh.
But yeah, that was our Coco Ichibana. What? Taylor, go ahead.
Gilded spoon. It's a good name for a soup kitchen.
And that concludes our Coco Ichibana segment of the week. Now, moving on to the third segment of the week, fourth segment of the week. Taylor, are you ready? Are you prepared to move on to watching, playing, eating of the week?
Yes.
You go ahead. I said a lot of words. Go ahead, Taylor. You tell me what you watched. What did you watch? What did you play?
Have you seen Suspiria? Either of them?
Is that the one with the in the mental institution with the girl Brittany Murphy?
Kind of. Very, very close. It's about a bunch of girls doing ballet in Germany. But evil's afoot.
Ah!
Yeah. It's not really revealed until the end of the movie that they're like this witch cult. So,
oh my God.
I haven't seen the original from the 70s.
Do you mean a coven?
A coven?
From American Goofballs.
Yep. Yes, I did. American Goofballs would have been such a good name for that. Although, what is it? American Dream?
An American Movie, I thought.
American Movie, that's right. Oh, that's such a good name.
Is that the name of that movie? Everybody go watch that movie, by the way. It's good.
It's very good.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Taylor. Taco Bell Tuesday, it's a $1 cheesy dipping burrito. So I'm going to have to set an alarm for that. Excuse me.
That's totally fine. Everybody have a fantastic day. Say goodbye 4 times. Podcast is over for Cheesy Dips.
No, it's Cheesy Dips isn't for another almost hour. And I need to get it when it's $1 because as I complained about the other week, I don't even know if you were here, they taste fine, but in the picture, they're at least twice the size of the dipping cup. But in reality, they're smaller than one dipping cup. So Taylor, please take it away. You were saying?
Yes. So the original movie is very atmospheric. They have such cool long shots. The sound design is sick. Suspiria I'm guessing 1977. I don't actually know when it was made.
Star Wars.
Suspiria Star Wars. So it wasn't, I don't want to say, it's a very iconic movie. I don't know how well it holds up because I haven't seen it in a long time. The other day I watched but the remake starring Dakota Johnson and Mia Goth. Everybody does a great job in the film. And Tilda Swinton.
Mia Goth and Tilda Swinton in the same movie together is very funny for me because clearly whoever's casting it has a look they're going for.
Yes. Yeah. No one's wearing makeup.
That's such a good way to put it.
I watched this with Eric, and I said, man, I know Tilda Swinton's probably going to turn out to be evil, but I feel like she's got a heart of gold. And I think she had a heart of gold in the film. I can't really tell. They expanded upon a lot of stuff. They made it a lot scarier. They included a whole lot of weird montages of somebody going to his summer home or vacation home. Good movie. Go watch it. It's interesting. And all of the elements that were very, very subtle about the original one are not quite so subtle anymore.
Very sick. Very cool. Very cool.
Endings.
Spoilers.
Certainly at the end of the film is all I'll say.
That's so sick. Taylor, what on earth is a CrossFit diet scam?
Listen, okay. Guncan has a gym that she goes to. It is a CrossFit gym.
Moving on to Taylor's eating of the week. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I don't like CrossFit. I never really got on with the idea of trying to create a weird hybrid of cardio and weightlifting. Like it lends itself to some performative aspects of fitness for sure, but it's really weird. And I think you should just do one or the other. I'm not a fan of tracking your heart rate while you're doing pull-ups or whatever they're doing over there. Anyway, they have challenges. So Guncan and all of our mutual friends are part of this gym. Every time I go to the gym, they say, oh, you should really join the gym. I say, I go to the gym 5-6 days a week. I play water polo 3 to 4 days a week. They say, but you could work out a little bit more. And I think to myself, I'm not on steroids. Like, what do you expect me to do?
They get bonus little gamified points if they get you to join their little app.
I can say with zero uncertainty that they do. There's no way they don't have so many employee incentives.
A pyramid scheme.
You have to buy this. This is where the scam part comes in. You have to buy the specific proprietary heart rate monitor. You have to get their app. You have to do all of this nonsense, and it's still $250 a month. Yeah.
Guys, just take a walk outside, please, and eat less than you normally do. That's how you lose weight, guys. Good. Golly.
But it's good because there's a big sense of community and fitness.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. So that's fine. If you don't like working out by yourself or you don't have the discipline for it, do this.
Whatever.
It's basically purchased peer pressure. So you have your little challenges. They're weight loss challenges. Now, the system they use to measure this is not just weight, but muscle fat, or muscle and fat. So you have to stand on this scale and hold these little bars like you're getting a Scientology reading.
What was this about to say? Like Scientology?
And they're called like Fleeber bars or something,
your
right?
EKG meters.
Yeah. And I keep joking about them because I just stared at the machine and I kept looking at the employee sitting there telling her to weigh herself in and looking at the little handle she had to hold. And I said, this is the design that is this is measuring fat? Very funny exchange. Anyway, you have to pay $100 to be part of this 8-week challenge. I want you to go ahead and guess what the rewards are for the, let's just say top 3.
A Domino's gift card, a Starbucks gift card.
Almost.
Oh, 1 week free trial of Spotify Premium.
Oh, no, they're not that generous. So first place for gambling your $100 and competing with everybody is 2 months free gym, which is $500. That's fine for first place, I guess. Second place, you get your money back. Third place, you get $50. And I don't understand the rationale because every poker tournament I've ever hosted or ever been to, third place, you get your money back. Third place, you get your money back. You don't get top 3 finishing for a challenge and you still owe us money.
That's very funny.
So we've been doing meal prep and everything, kind of going back into the eating of the week. Meal prep is awful. Nobody do it. Good Lord, I hate it.
Good stuff. All right, Taylor. Well, that's great eating of the week. In my watching this week, I saw the 3.5, well, more than that, hour film, The Brultalist, on account of it won multiple awards, including Best Picture at the Golden Globes. I am surprised AMC didn't cancel my A-list membership over this because every single week I would buy the ticket and then cancel it because there's other stuff going on. I got to catch a Max Articuno or something, or I don't feel like it, or I'm thinking I'm just going to pee myself in the movie. I watched it. It was okay. Hey, guess what's cool about it that I didn't know? Guess
Adrian
what's cool?
Brody?
They put an intermission in it so you don't pee yourself.
Oh,
and
that's smart.
I didn't know there was an intermission, so I said, "Oh, beautiful! I'll go pee and refill my large popcorn because I got a bunch of salty popcorn, so that way my body could salt itself and not have 100%, to use it.
Yeah,
I felt so bad, Taylor, for this man in a couple rows behind me. He must have felt like such a maroon because he went to pee.
Don't tell me
10 minutes before the intermission.
Oh, no.
So
why wouldn't they say it with intermission?
Apparently, Geese Peep knew it had an intermission. I didn't know it had an intermission.
Do you remember the Hateful Eight screenings? Yeah. They told everybody there was an intermission. Every single person on Earth knew there was an intermission.
And a big overture, which was cool. This movie had an overture, too, which was cool. Here's the thing. I remember... Why does it sound like I'm speaking English for the first time? Every word coming out of my mouth sounds like don't know the next one. You know, like those kids in elementary school who weren't good at reading aloud. That's what it sounds like I'm doing. And they went to,
or like you're in the black room,
guys,
or the red room.
This is an impossible to listen to podcast. I'm sorry because I'm jumping around so much, but I made this comparison before. But I feel so bad now because you and I'm sure as kids were fine at, well, you know, other than Muckus, you and I were both good at reading aloud when we had to read aloud. And we always thought it's so odd that there was kids who would struggle reading. Mm-hmm. But now trying to read a different language, I completely understand the kids who had a little bit of trouble reading. Like if I'm trying to read Japanese aloud, there's got to be a couple of little mistakes. It's going to be so silly. What was I talking about? Oh, Hateful Eight. I remember that was the only movie I've seen with my entire family. I've never seen a movie in the theater with that many of my family members. And I remember my mother asking, "Are they going to let me back in if I leave during the intermission?" And I said,
"That's
yes.
so adorable."
That's how an intermission works.
I drove 45 minutes in the icy mountains of Pennsylvania to go to a theater that had the 35 millimeter showing, or was it 70?
The road show picture? Maybe it was 70. I don't remember. It was a while ago.
Sick film.
Well, guys, can we okay. That was quite the off-track RV adventure. What do you call it? The rally cars?
The roving
Yep. Roving Explorers. Brultalist, how did I like that film? Best Picture? Okay. I mean, there's enjoyable parts of it, I suppose. Interesting. It's cool. I mean, do I recommend it? Probably not. Like, there's some pretty sensitive subjects in it, so if you're not a fan of sensitive subjects, don't watch it.
Like name calling.
Ooh. Oh, my God. So I'm jumping ahead to Poké News of the Week here, but I've been playing last night Legends Arceus for the first time in a while because... That's right. They just shadow announced, oh, by the way, 2 shiny legendaries / mythicals that have never been available. They're available right now. You just have to completely complete your Hisui decks in Legends Arceus and your Sinnoh decks in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and then put them all in Pokemon Home. And then you just get the shiny legendaries mythicals. So I did that last night. I caught I think there were 12 to 15 Pokemon I was missing in the Hisuian decks for some reason. I don't know why. So I caught them real quick, got my shiny Enamorous, big, very exciting. Can't wait to, well, I can wait, but I have a lot of work to do in Brilliant Diamond. Guys, I'm going to have to open my sealed copy of Pokemon Shining Pearl, or maybe I can just have somebody trade me over a Palkia. I don't know, but I got a lot of Pokemon to catch to get my shiny Manaphy, so sorry, guys.
I love when you talk about Poké News of the Week and all these drops and this shiny max mightiest mark walking wake. My brain does the same thing that it does when I look at a platinum list that I'm never going to be able to complete, and I just think, oh, that's nice.
I just love that Pokemon has so much news every week. Like, imagine if it was like Bloodborne News of the Week. You would never get anything.
It's very funny because there's something similar going on with Silk Song. I don't know if you know that IP, but it's the successor.
I'm familiar with Hollow Knight, yes.
Okay, yeah. So,
never gonna play it, but go ahead.
It just, there aren't any updates, and there's so many people who make it a daily or weekly thing to announce that there are no updates.
Yeah,
it's great.
Those guys, they should just cancel it. That'd be so funny.
I would laugh so hard because I think everybody, even though we've forgotten it, we still kind of remember Mighty Number 9.
I'm still waiting on Mighty Number 9 for 3DS and Vita. Okay, guys. As I told Geese Peep last week, Silent Hill 2, they had a pre-owned copy at GameStop, so I did a little flop and swap. Didn't beat it because I've been too busy working too much. But I'm in the hospital. So, well, I'm not Michael, but in the video game, in the Silent Hill 2, I'm in the...
I was very confused.
No. Guys, it's a hospital level. So I'll play it when it goes on sale again, probably. When I first started, because you, Taylor, and I both know we hate Bloober Team, so I thought this game was going to be terrible, but it got good reviews. It doesn't run as well as a Capcom game. There's technical issues, but it's certainly good at making you feel unsettled. That's for sure. And I did a lot of screams because I wasn't expecting a little monster by the trash can, but yeah, I'll beat it after it goes on sale again.
I always thought it was funny that they were outsourcing one of their most beloved games. Because whenever I hear that, I think, surely you guys are working on something big.
It's Konami. They outsource everything.
I know, but most of the time, like, you think they would go with the tip top of the pile for who's going to remake this.
Yeah, it's just because Bloober's done a ton of horror games lately, but none of them are good. And then finally, in my watching this week, episode 2 of Severance season 2, incredible. You guys got to be watching Severance. If you've never seen Severance, sign up for a free trial for Apple TV right this second. As a matter of fact, pay the $10 or whatever it is for Apple TV. It's completely worth it for Severance. What a great show. You kidding me?
So good. I haven't started season 2, but season 1 was incredible. I don't have an Apple account.
Hurry. Okay. And then Eating of the Week. I already gave the popcorn. I a bunch of popcorn. Went to eat some Jersey Mike's because I didn't really have a chance to eat my normal food, so I was stuck at work, and so got Jersey Mike's. In California now, well, Los Angeles specifically, they have a new law where you can't get a bag unless you pay 10 cents. And it's caused so much arguing at McDonald's, so many arguments at McDonald's. But you can say no, you don't want a bag, which is what the entire point of this law, Taylor, is for sustainability or whatever. They don't want to waste bags, so they're trying to encourage people to bring their own bags or whatever. If you try to order a sandwich on the Jersey Mike's app, and it automatically does paper bag 10 cents. And if you click remove, it removes it and then pops it right back up. So it is impossible to remove the 10-cent paper bag. So the first time it happened, and she asked, do you want a bag? I said, well, I already paid for it because I certainly couldn't not pay for it. So I got a bag. The second time I went there, in special instructions, I said, please do not give me a paper bag. I have my own. Please refund me the 10 cents. So I show up with my previous paper bag from Jersey Mike's to get the sandwich in there. When I get there, she's on the phone with the district manager. She refuses to give me the 10 cents. And I wanted to say to this poor girl so bad, you must realize that the amount of time spent on company resources, the district manager's time is worth so much more than 10 cents.
And it's not like a district manager of like a coffee shop where they have 2 locations. I can just think of on Wilshire 4 locations. Oh, God.
So she refused to give me the 10 cents. And I said to her, that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. And I explained how the law, the entire purpose of this law. And I said, it's just an error on the app. It's supposed to let you take that off. It's just a little error. So she writes down all this information, gives me the phone number for the district manager. And I just said, okay. And then the district manager says, give him the 10 cents. And I hear her on the phone say, are you sure? Because then he's going to think next time
oh, the employee was, oh my God. You had a neighborhood hero employee at Jersey Mike's.
It was so good.
We've got to protect the integrity of Jersey Mike's. Okay.
So I got the 10 cents back. It was a fun time.
That's very funny.
It's good stuff. Good turkey roast beef sandwich. Oh, God. Taylor, are we ready for Poke News?
Are we ready for Poke News of the week?
I don't even know if that'll be caught on the microphone. It may just block it out. Silent Hill. Oh my God! I clicked my middle mouse. Okay.
Oh.
By the time you hear this, actually, this will probably already be live. But the Pokemon trading card game Pocket, you should have trading and the brand new set with Dialga and Palkia. That's very exciting. So look forward to that. Launch your Pokemon trading card game Pocket apps.
I have almost 600 hourglasses.
Oh my God! I only have 300 something. Which is enough for opening an entire booster box. But these are hot off the presses, very exciting news drops from Cerebi. We got, guys, the next Community Day Pokemon Go, February 9th. It's going to focus on Carablast and Shelmet. Beautiful choices. Oh my God, so wonderful. They'll probably lower the candy cost to evolve them or do something where you don't necessarily need to trade them. We'll see. But I don't have either of these guys or their evolution shiny, so I'm very excited about this. 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time, like always. And like I mentioned before already, this is the spoilers Poke News of the Week segment. The new distributions of Shiny Manaphy and Shiny Enamorus have begun in Pokemon Home. Already got my Enamorus, Manaphy. Oh, God, it's going to take me some time. All right, sick.
Does Enamorus has 2 forms, right?
Yeah, but it has a Therian form, just like all the genies. And Joe Merrick has already created 2 home accounts and moved his entire living Hisui decks to both. He's done it like 4 times because he has 4 shiny Enamorous now. And you can do that with free accounts too, but it takes forever because it's only 30 at this time.
Jeez.
I don't think this has officially been said, but I do believe that Nintendo or Game Freak or somebody has some sort of agreement with Niantic that Niantic is not allowed to release a shiny legendary before it's in a main game first. So because we just got shiny Enamorous this time, that to me leads me to believe that the next time Enamorous is in Raids and Go, it will be shiny. So I'll just get a second shiny that way.
I think it's coming up real soon.
Yeah, it'll be shiny. Taylor, are we prepared to discuss an episode of Pokemon? Is the question I have for you.
I believe we are. I'm actually trying desperately to update my trading card game Pocket app because I can't see Dialga and Palkia.
Is it today or tomorrow?
Probably tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think it's today. I think it's tomorrow or the next day or something.
Oh, yeah, available in one day.
All right,
Look at him. Palkia looks like it has a sword.
Palkia, pow.
Ooh.
Taylor, can you please tell us what happened last time on Pokes, the episode you haven't watched? Okay, guys, full disclosure here. I always make them watch the episodes they miss, like the podcast recordings of, but I literally told Taylor that you have no reason to watch last week's episode with Geeta. It will accomplish nothing. Now, does that mean that Taylor's never watched the entirety of Pokemon Horizons? Yes, but sorry. Go ahead, Taylor. What happened last week?
I inferred a lot of the series. So this is just my guess based on the previously on Pokemon that they had as the episode preview.
Yeah.
The gang all gang up on Geeta previously on Pokemon. The gang undergoes a test of strength for the first time and gets permission to crater it up.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens. Taylor, can you tell us the name of today's episode 80 of Horizons in English?
Totally awesome Pokemon in Area Zero!
Question mark, exclamation point. Or in Japanese, Eria Zero de oニイケポケモン? Taylor, can you give us Geese Peeps 1-sentence synopsis, please?
Area Zero is sick.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, welcome to Pokemon. We're here. We made it to Area Zero. They better play Toby Fox's sick music. Spoilers, they don't. What a waste. I mean, come on, guys. Do you know how sick... Oh, I guess that's another Poké News of the Week. They just released all the Legends of Arceus music on the Nintendo Music app. But I was listening to the Area Zero music the other day, walking home, just thinking, God, this is some of the sickest music ever composed for a video game, and it's in Pokemon, and they don't play it in the anime? Come on, it can't cost that much.
The anime, especially the American anime, the music is so bad.
Yeah.
Free use.
It is. Yep.
Daycare music.
It is. That's very true. We see all our little starter Pokemon running to the cliffside of the Great Crater. Ooh, look how big those Venomoth are. This is such a beautiful area. Look at that Braviary. Oh my God, some Giraffe Rig. A perfectly on model Floette just taken straight out of the Pokedex form. Pokedex
not moving
picture,
too much.
The Cerebi and Bulbapedia .png just scrolling across the screen. Can you believe it? Oh my God. There's some Jumpluff in here, Meditite. Quaxwell's loving this, honestly. And, we got Floragato, we got Crocolore crawling around, just having fun in the field.
The pacing, they don't do this very often, where they just go from Pokemon doing something to Pokemon doing something to Pokemon doing something to the Pokemon we travel with doing something. So I saw Floette, I saw Floette, I saw Jumpluff, I saw Medicham, and then I was like, oh, hey, a new Quaxley that we can be friends with.
No, it's our Quaxwell. Okay. Oh, look, there's a Volcarona. So, yeah, our protagonists are having the time of their lives. We don't see any Paradox Pokemon yet, and these kids are very, I would say, a little impatient. They're raring to see some Paradox Pokemon. And Taylor, I'm going to spoil for you right now.
Oh.
At least one of them are going to get their wish.
Oh, sick. Quick question from the audience. For the people who have not gotten to this point in the games,
a big surprise, Taylor. You've only had 7 years.
What does the general population know about Paradox Pokemon? Because they were using that term very comfortably.
Only the highest tier, most elite minds in the world were using that term comfortably. only the tippy top. Well, I guess you should have watched last week's episode, Taylor. It's only the Elite Four, basically, and Briar, who's an expert in this.
And Roy now.
Paradox Pokemon are written about in tabloid magazines. People don't actually believe they're real.
Oh.
Nobody's ever seen them. They're only written about in these little magazines because nobody's been down to Area Zero. They're literally coming out of a broken time machine from the past and the future. Nobody's been down there.
A broken time machine. Okay, so this is the Area 51 of Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
But rounded down, obviously.
Yeah, of course, yes. Guys, let's go get Entei. Taylor, there's some people hanging out behind a rock, much like Team Rocket. Who are they?
It's the Explorers.
Team Rocket. Take two. Taylor, there's a bunch of people hiding behind a rock. Who is it?
Team Rocket.
No, it's the Explorers. Time for a theme song. Okay, we're back from the theme song. We see everybody sitting in a research station. They made it. Oh my God, Fritos is shaking hands with Briar. Everybody loves a Briar. Taylor, I know you missed the episode, but this is the 15th time in a row we have seen this drawing of the legendary beast put together and this little clip of, spoilers, gouging fire running across the map. And they're saying, oh my God, it's Entei.
Every time I see it, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yep.
Although that is incredibly realistic. Because if you ever look at it's very funny watching people who just vehemently believe in like the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot sightings, which, I mean, no knock against them, but they always choose the worst footage. It's like a little mothball, and they're like, see, that's Bigfoot.
I think that's what they're going for. All right, guys, let's go down and catch this Entei. Children, just real quick, it's very dangerous down there. Just be aware. All right, let's go.
Have you, for my anime minute, have you ever seen or heard of the show Made in Abyss?
Guys, have I ever? I mean, I hear names. Have I seen it? Of course not.
It's very good.
Do I know anything about it? Not in the slightest.
Very cool world. Whoever came up with the concept did such a good job. It's so freaking interesting. But the upper levels of Area Zero look just like the upper levels in Made in Abyss.
Oh, that's sick.
It's a rough anime, but it's very good.
Real quick to add on Taylor's anime minute of the week. I've been watching Dragon Ball. Taylor, listen to how stupid I am. I'm searching so high and low to find where I can stream Dragon Ball. And I watch episode 1 and 2 on Dragon Ball on Hulu with ads, and I'm spending 45 minutes watching ads to watch Dragon Ball. Then I click onto the website where we watch our Pokemon anime, and I go, oh my God. And so I watched episode 3 of a Dragon Ball on our friendly website to watch Pokemon anime. God, how stupid can one person be?
When I was
so
looking,
much of my time wasted. I'm like making plans to fly to Japan to buy some Dragon Ball Blu-rays. Well, I do want to do that because I want to watch it with Japanese subtitles because that's going to help you learn Japanese better. Okay, you guys, we are so off topic. People are here to listen to Pokemon. They're listening to me go on about Dragon Ball.
Can
we stop? This has been an anime hour. Please.
Anime minute.
Guys.
Minute and a half, tops.
Please. So the kids are walking around the main area of Area Zero. Ooh, look at these giant terrestrial crystals. They're so big. I know just the Pokemon that would love to play around with these. Terrapagos, that's right, Taylor. He runs all around playing with the crystals.
I was just thinking, when you were asking that, I was thinking, so I guess for terrestrial orbs, what they do is just carve out from the crystals a shape that looks like an orb, and they use that to...
I don't know where the orb itself comes from, but it certainly has energy from this area. So, much like we established earlier in the episode, the kids are just obsessed with these Paradox Pokemon. So Dot's asking Briar if she's ever seen any. Oh my God, she has? Wow. There's ancient and future Paradox Pokemon? Wow.
Whoa. How do they determine that? Whoa.
Now, it is kind of important to remember, it seems like the anime takes place in Scarlet canon, but like all of the Pokemon anime, it's not split into versions. So right now we're only seeing ancient Paradox Pokemon, which fits with Naranha Academy as opposed to Uva Academy. But it's the anime. So the anime has all the Pokemon. So I guess we'll see future Paradox Pokemon later, I guess.
Oh, so these are all ancient? that we see?
Yeah, every Pokemon we see in this episode is ancient.
I mean, they just divided into layers.
It's pretty easy to tell. All the ancient Pokemon have cool names and cool designs, and all the future Paradox are just robots that are called Iron something.
That's a shame. Okay, Sandy Shocks. I thought maybe that's such a good name. I thought maybe that was a future Pokemon, like a Magnemite had run around for too long, or a Magneton had mattered.
No, he looks like a caveman. Oh, look, Florigato spotted a Dudunsparce. Cool. The kids get distracted, and Fritos and Briar are, they just keep walking. They don't even look back. God. This is exactly what Gita was afraid of, and Fritos is begging for these children to be allowed, and he just abandons them.
It's so funny. The amount of times everybody just says, no, 10-year-olds, this area is incredibly dangerous. And then they just don't even do roll call, ever?
Geese Peep would be so upset at him. Also, the explorers are still on their tail, the children.
And remember, they're just observing.
Yeah, just observing. Guys, you're not allowed to do anything. Not allowed to interfere. Coral, by the way, is bored out of her mind. She starts throwing some rocks at the crystals for fun to make some noise. The children think that this noise is actually a Paradox Pokemon. Speaking of Paradox Pokemon, Taylor, oh my god, a Sandy Shock starts creeping up behind Roy and Crocolore. Much like Taylor, sorta, Roy mistakes it for a Magneton. Which is understandable, because Sandy Shocks is a Paradox Magneton from the past.
Whoa!
And it chases them. Cue the circus music. Which, this circus music, it's okay. I mean, it's no Hungy's Hoedown. Which, spoilers, Taylor.
I thought it sounded the same.
The circus music? What are you talking about?
It's not Hungy's Hoedown?
Hungy's Hoedown's later.
Oh, right.
Right now, it's just the...
the Gladiator War March.
Actually, write down Gladiator War March. That can be our answer for favorite quote of the day, because that was funny when we learned that. Oh my god, Sandy Shocks gives chase to Roy and Crocolore, and they're sprinting away right past the explorers. Coral says, this looks way more fun than whatever we're doing. So she goes ahead and starts to chase them all too. But along the way, she accidentally stumbles upon a Screamtail and steps on its tail. And now everybody's screaming tail!
It's wild!
And very similar to Roy, Coral thinks this is just a big old Jigglypuff. Oh my god. She calls it Oni Pudding, which would be like demon Jigglypuff. We'll see how they translate it. We'll see. Quite a big Jigglypuff, we're being honest. Screamtail screams some more, and it hurts Coral's ears. And that makes Screamtail laugh. And once Screamtail laughs at Coral, they both start quarreling and arguing. Yes, Taylor, you were saying?
Okay, I see. Because I absolutely did not understand the dynamic of these two.
No, they're great. Then we cut back to Sandy Shocks attacking Crocolore. Disarming voice, Crocolore. Oh my god, it hits its electric attack. Flame charge. Taylor, I am under the impression that Roy thinks fire attacks are a good idea, because he's still thinking of Magneton, which is a steel type.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy Shocks is not a steel type. Sandy Shocks is ground and electric. So the fire attacks are not going to be doing as much damage as he thinks of it.
I wonder in universe how you tell if a move is effective or not.
That's a great idea.
Because there's such weird scales of strength and effectiveness.
I'm sure the Pokedex can figure it out. And we're getting some sick Pokemon game music now as Sandy Shocks hits Crocolore hard. And then we cut back to a Screamtail versus Glalie. Oh, God. Jeez Louise. We get walking out of a cave, a giant, great tusk, ancient Paradox Donphan showing up out of nowhere, and it attacks. Screamtail is hit, and now Coral laughs at her. So... haha, joke's on you now,
I felt
Screamtail.
so bad for Screamtail.
Yeah, well, then Screamtail punches Coral in the face, so...
I mean...
don't have to feel too bad, I guess. I believe then, Great Tusk uses the move Scary Face to lower the speed of Glalie and Screamtail, and we get to a commercial break, which is, it's a good commercial break, I guess.
Sure.
I mean... commercial breaks. I mean, last week's commercial break was terrible. Is this commercial break okay?
Wait, it was bad last time?
Last week's commercial break was not her.
Oh.
We're back from the commercial break. Coral insults Great Tusk, so it attacks her. Glalie uses Crunch. Scream Tail then uses Crunch. And Coral's a little bit impressed. I think she's starting to, turn the tide. She's starting to like Grape Tail.
I like your future Paradox voice.
Glalie use Blizzard. Crunch. And Scream Tail screams again. I'm guessing the move she's using is Hyper Voice. It could be Boom Burst, but I think Boom Burst has a different animation, so probably
it would.
Hyper Voice.
I imagine that would come out more like a shockwave.
Yeah, like they draw it differently.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Great Tusk then hits Screamtail into a rock, and Coral makes fun of her again. And I was so confused at this scene, Taylor, because here's what actually happens. Well, should I tell you what actually happens, or what I thought?
Yes,
was
you
first?
Absolutely should, because I'm still a bit unclear.
What is my wait? Do you want me to tell you what actually happens?
Actually happens, because me thinking what actually happens, Beyblade, and then somehow
no, we're not Beyblade.
Oh, okay.
Before Beyblade happens, I do have Beyblade written down here. Before Beyblade happens, Coral laughing at Screamtail, Glalie, whose voice actor is switched out with an old Japanese man, does this really low pitched laugh. And I'm so confused, thinking, who's laughing? There's so many things going through my head right now. I'm thinking, wait, are we in the mind of Screamtail? And Screamtail doesn't hear things how humans hear them. So Screamtail is hearing Coral's laugh as an old man with a very deep voice.
It sounded very sinister. I assumed it was Great Tusk Mighty Fan.
Then when I realized that's not happening, I thought, wait, is Sidian also here laughing? But then I realized, no, that's Glalie's laugh. Glalie with the most ridiculous laugh of all time.
Like a demon.
Yeah. And now, Taylor, it's time for Beyblade. Glalie, use Ice Spinner. Oh, God, Great Tusk uses, I think, Rollout. That makes the most sense.
Yes.
And these two spheres start Beyblading it up, smashing into one another. The animation, Taylor, I'll hand it to him. Spoilers, there's a little bit of PowerPoint pan and zoom at the end. I'm fine with it. They earned their rest on the 7th day because the animation in the Beyblade segment, out of this world.
Oh, so super fun.
So sick.
Some Neji Hyuga energy.
Yeah, what? Neji Hyuga. Screamtail is mesmerized by the Beyblade battle. She thinks very sick. Unfortunately, Coral... Yep.
The emotions of Screamtail are very volatile.
Yeah, she's always screaming. Coral, unfortunately, still giving this poor Pokemon a hard time. So she screams again. Coral then does her favorite thing, which is to yell, Glalie, you self-destruct. And even though Screamtail's just a screaming away, trying to get the Great Tusk and the Glalie away from her, it doesn't work. They're still too close when self-destruct hits. And Taylor, we cut out to a real wide shot, zoomed out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now, there's no way Coral survived that explosion.
I agree.
The biggest...
I think physics are different in Pokemon.
Well, we cut back to Roy. He's still fighting Sandy Shocks. Flame Charge. And we get the Hungies Hoedown reprise. Instead of Hungies. Now it's Achi. Oh, so sick. Flamethrower. Oh. And now we cut, Taylor, to Dot and Liko. Just missing all the action. Dot and Liko had the most boring day imaginable, if we're being honest.
It's kind of adorable because Quaxwell's doing some heavy lifting here.
They just, now, for the first time, realized, where's Roy?
I realized for the first time, Dot hates fitness. She has no stamina whatsoever. And she is part of an adventuring crew.
Always climbing mountains. Always traveling and spelunking. Meanwhile, Roy and Crocolore knocked out Sandy Shocks, evidently. Cool. Well, it gets back up, and Roy thanks it for the battle, and then Roy and Crocolore run off singing the Hungies Hoedown. Everyone in the internet, Taylor, was screaming at their televisions and computers at this point, and tablets and phones, and saying, Roy, why don't you catch the Sandy Shocks? The sick Paradox Pokemon, you beat it in battle, throw a Pokeball.
I think he's laser focused on Shiny Rayquaza.
Yeah, he doesn't give two poops.
Because there are so many times that I thought he should have caught Pokemon.
We get a real cute scene here after Roy leaves of Sandy Shocks just dancing to the Hunky Hoedown. It was fun. He loves this song.
That little turnaround and just minding his own business, dancing on the way out, it's made me very happy. Highlight of the episode for me? Yes.
Oh. Well, then we cut to everyone knocked out. That's right. We got Coral, Glalie, Screamtail, the works. They're all just knocked out. And there is an attention to detail here that is so good. This is straight out of the video games. So in Legends Arceus, you can get knocked out as a human being. Pokemon are always doing damage to you, the player. And if you get knocked out, a bunch of items fall out of your pocket and you have to retrieve them like Dark Souls, or other people can pick them up. So just like the video game, we have Coral's contents of her pocket spilled out all over the place. There's a Pokeball, some rare candies, some lip balm, and a brush. And all of the Pokemon from the intro I mentioned before show up to just take a look at the state of them. Just, God, look at this. What a mess. Well, they wake up from being knocked out, and Screamtail tries to tell Coral something, but Coral says, I don't understand Screamtail language. I'm sorry, you're not making any sense to me. So Screamtail then decides, well, I'm going to scream it to you then. And it's hurting Coral's ears once again, so she just throws something at Screamtail to try to shut it up. And Taylor, it was accidentally a Pokeball, so she catches Screamtail.
Now, okay, I had a question about this. Was Screamtail willing to be caught?
It's a good question, because there's two ways of looking at it. You can say, oh, well, it was just a normal Pokeball, so the catch rate of that is pretty low. Also, Screamtail just got knocked out, so it's at maybe 1 HP.
Mm-hmm.
So, who's to say is the answer to that question. Could be. You could look at it either way.
I was assuming that these two are so similar in personality with their histrionics that it's just a match made in heaven, and Screamtail understands that and is like, you know what? We're sticking together.
Yeah, I mean, I bet they'll get along just fine. It'll be great. And now, Taylor, we cut to my favorite part of any episode. It's sunset with Liko and Dot.
And it's time for a nice boiling bag of food.
Yep. They continue to not have any adventures today. They're still worried about Roy, but oh, here he is. Sick. Crisis averted.
Oh, yeah.
We found Roy.
Yep, he found his way back.
Hey, Roy.
Thank goodness, nothing dangerous.
And Roy tells him all about Sandy Shocks. Ooh. And Liko's imagining a Magneton with just flowing black hair due to Roy's description. It's good. Good. By the way, all the children are right next to Fritos, because Fritos then yells up to them, hey, kids, we found a good spot for camping for the night.
I feel like the kids are more responsible than him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Taylor then refuses to elaborate.
I thought it was like a rhetorical, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? Then we cut back to Coral. She sends out Screamtail, and believe it or not, Taylor, Screamtail screams. Can you believe it?
Further adding to the confusion of their dynamic.
Yeah.
I really can't tell if it wanted to be captured or not, because I feel like new canon is that it's an agreement.
Well, it's not new canon, it's just changing times. You can still run out there and catch a Pokemon. It's just most of our protagonists like to ask if it's okay.
Mm-mm.
Do you want this life? Coral then has to physically restrain Screamtail and close its mouth to stop the screaming. Sidian then shows up. Sidian, meet Oni Pudding! And now we cut to Florigato washing her little paws in the river as Liko gathers some water to boil for delicious curry dinner. Can you believe it, Taylor?
The idea of a cat washing its paws in a river instead of licking them is very funny to me.
Oh my God. We got hot piping hot rice. We got bags of curry. Like I said, we get a little PowerPoint pan and scan.
It was so funny. I don't know why they did it.
It's cheaper to just do one. You just draw one picture and then move the camera across. It's,
but
saves
like
$1,000 in 17 hours.
Why not just? I don't know.
We see all the humans eating, all the Pokemon eating, and like I said, Taylor, I forgive them for this. It's allowed. Yeah. It's their reward. Captain Pikachu stuffed. He ate too much curry. Sorry, guys. If I didn't mention before, they're in a cave, so they got a little covering. Frito says, all right, Roy, that's a cool story about Sandy Shocks. You made it out alive this time. My advice to you, be more careful next time.
But do what you will, because I won't police you.
Yeah, do what you will. You're your own person. There could be stronger Paradox Pokemon. This could be the end of Roy. And then Briar says, well,
the end of Roy.
Well, it's time for bed. I'm going to sleep. You kids, you better go to sleep too, because we're waking up bright and early. We're catching Entei. We're going down deeper. All right, good night. And then we hear Screamtail screaming. Big surprise. And the kids start to freak out and say, Briar, what's that? And she says, kind of mumbling, half asleep, it's a cry of Screamtail. And the kids are amazed. Ooh, Screamtail. Oh my God, a Paradox Pokemon. Wow.
How did they come up with that name?
To be continued. When I first heard the Paradox Pokemon names, I was not a fan of them because it's just adjective noun for all of them.
But that makes sense contextually for when they were around. If they're past,
ooh, smart, yeah,
past ones. My question is, if they're researching these Pokemon that have been preserved, how are they coming up with the same name that they did in the past?
I don't think they had the same name in the past. In fact, we know that's not true.
Oh, okay.
From Legends of Arceus, I know Vulpix had an ancient name. The name escapes me now, but names changed throughout the.
Okay. I didn't know that. So sick.
We're now in the Fritos Seminar of the Week. Although I will tell you, anime canon makes it weird because the Pokemon say their own names. But we're gonna ignore that. Fritos Seminar of the Week. Screamtail. It's about Screamtail. Oh my God, there's magazines out there, little tabloid secret things that say a Screamtail may be a Jigglypuff from 1 billion years ago.
I do like the billion there.
It may be true, may not be true. Who's to say?
Imagine not really. Being so perfectly evolved that the only thing that changes in 1 billion years is your tail shrinks a bit.
Much like, Taylor, don't we have creatures like that?
Yep.
The humble
shark.
Alligator. The shark, yes.
Yep. That's actually sharks predate alligators. And,
there you go.
I love them.
And the humble Kabuto.
Mm-hmm. Yep. My second favorite animal.
I gotta give credit where credit's due. I don't know who came up with this meme, but there is a meme that's, I don't even think it's that recent, but I see it often enough. It's when somebody tells a story and they say they like show a little sound and then they describe a kitchen appliance or something as the humble weed whacker or something. And I don't know why. That's always so funny to me. Calling an appliance humble. It's
very, I actually have a funny Jamie Oliver story. So
the chef.
Yeah, shouts out to Jamie Olive Oil. There's an episode where he makes ramen, and I watched it when it came out, and I couldn't stop watching his introduction of it because the way he says, and today we'll be making the mighty ramen, and just thinking about a bowl of soup and him saying mighty, and like picturing him with giant wooden utensils.
Yeah, the humble ramen. Okay, we have an animation this week, guys, for Fritos Seminar. We see a little napping Skiploom, Komala, Deerling, Pachirisu, Captain Pikachu. All the while, there's a little Jigglypuff on a stump, just singing away, doing a little lullaby. How cute. But out of nowhere, Screamtail knocks it out of the way and screams, and it's mass chaos, and everybody's closing their ears and upset. And oh my, how about that? Taylor, this was a fun episode. It was a good episode. We got people catching Pokemon. Everybody loves Coral, or as you know her, Sango Sanduichi.
Mm-hmm.
Fun, laughs, goofs, adorable,
good
cute,
battles.
Fun. The battles, I was having time of my life. Great Tusk, Beyblades. Taylor, we're having a good time. We've got some terrible, horrible, F-tier Cleavor style episodes for the past few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm losing my mind. Am I going to go crazy with a 9.0? I don't know. I need some time to think. Taylor, please tell me what you thought of this episode and your score.
So this is This is a good example of how you do an adventuring episode, because the gang, they go places in this show. They have long periods of travel. Oftentimes they have, I don't know, the writers feel they have to have a justification for the travel time. This episode shows that you can just have travel time and be fine. You don't need to run into another owner of a patisserie. You don't have to find a rumor of a new Pokemon that turns out to be a red herring. You can just have the gang being in a new area, looking at the new Pokemon, interacting with them. You can have the explorers fighting their own battles elsewhere. I really loved the different interpretations of the noises that were happening in the back. So we saw that it was just the explorers fighting with Screamtail. And the gang is terrified of what it is. They hear the sounds and they're like, ooh, what is that? Is that a Pokemon? Ooh, a random explosion. Maybe that's normal for this part of the world. That was really cool. I'd say based on what it is, like overall episode quality, is this something I'm really going to remember? Probably not too much, but so it would be a nice solid like 8.5 up. I'm going to say for what it is, I'm going to give it a 9.2.
9 point. Oh my god! I thought it was going to be in the 8.
Because like it has so many things that I don't like, but the fact that it was able to show us a transitional episode without any major plot points in a good way makes me really appreciate it.
You just said it has so many things you don't like. What do you not like about it?
I mean, there was the lack of overall plot. The gang didn't really learn anything. They were just in a new spot. There was the gigantic PowerPoint at the end. It was like 15 seconds of 3 images.
Oh my god. 9.2. So many things I didn't like.
Yeah, but again, that's like on the overall scale of things. But if you look at it for what it is, very good episode.
I was intending to give a higher score than Taylor, but I think he's giving this through the roof for somebody who hates it. Because I can't really think of any flaws at all. I think the PowerPoint was fine. It was 3.5 seconds long, and they earned it because the animation budget was put on the Beyblade segment. It's fine. What? Not having a plot? Guys, no. We're having fun. We're Hungy's Hoedown. We get new Pokemon. Everything's cute. Dancing Sandy Shocks. Everybody loves Screamtail.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that, but that's one of the reasons that it's so high up. And why I was contextualizing my review.
Yeah. I was going to say 9.0 seems too crazy high, but I had so much fun with this. I'm going to go 8.9. Still so surprised Taylor gave it a higher score. But yeah, that concludes. Watch this episode, guys. Yeah. Don't watch previous episodes. Watch this one. Lots of fun.
This one's super fun.
And now, Taylor, it's time to move on to question of the week. Please read our question from Juan. Almost done. Please take it away.
Shouts out to Juan.
Is he ever going to finish? I don't know.
Gotta quote them all. It's my first question of the year. So in honor of 2025, if you had to choose one for yourself and one for your castmates, that's a great word. What's your favorite quote from this podcast in 2024? My favorite, Geese. Guys, Taylor, let me talk about Citation, my favorite Pokemon, Guyera. And also, look who walks in. It's Woman. Everybody remembers Woman. Taylor. I thought that said amoral or immoral.
Immoral. Yeah.
This immortal grass could solve so many world issues. P.S. Thoughts on episode 44 and 45 in English? I personally was very pleasantly surprised with the explorer's voice acting, especially Amethio. I had my doubts about the terrestrializing scene, but I thought it was great.
All right, Juan, almost done. I'm going to answer the PS first. I watched these before. I feel like we've touched on this before. Maybe I'm mistaken.
It was the Dusk Noir episode with hamburgers.
Yeah, maybe. But I remember we did say, okay, Amethio in English was more caring about Ceruledge when it got hit by Shiny Rayquaza. Because in Japanese, he seemed so cold. It was odd. Hate to break it to you. I still don't like the voice acting for Explorers. I 100% just see American actors standing in a booth. These people... Now, am I making very broad assumptions? Yes. But this is just what I hear and what my brain tells me is the case. I see a bunch of actors in a voice booth. They don't care about Pokemon at all. They'd rather be doing anything else. It's just another cartoon to them. And I don't know who's choosing how to pronounce their names, because I can promise you it's got to be Spinal. Spinal is so much cooler than Spinel. And I don't know. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Is there a chance that if I was a native Japanese speaker, I would be thinking the same thing about the Japanese version?
Oh, of course.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's likely that if somebody, let's say somebody had an American father and a Japanese mother, and they were completely exposed to both languages from birth, I think it's likely the Japanese version is better. I think they would say, oh yeah, they're doing a better job.
I think overall Japan cares significantly more about Pokemon than the West.
Well, the Pokemon anime specifically. But, okay. Amethio, he was a little whiny. The rest of the explorers, I'm sorry, Juan, almost done. They're not for me. I don't think the voice acting's good. I think Coral is bad. I think Chelsea's bad. They're just saying words. I could do what they're doing. I could so easily do. Just, wow, I can't believe we got ourselves into this. No. Gibeon was all right. Clearly, that's an actor who's been doing this for so many decades. He just knows how to sound sick.
Yeah.
Because he's just an old man voice actor. I mean, Gibeon sounds fine.
And he gets to ham it up a little and make himself ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's my answer to your PS. For your actual question of favorite quotes, Taylor, why don't you start, huh?
I couldn't come. So the first thing that came to mind was Geese saying, "Shouts out to the real fans."
Why you say that?
I can't remember when it was. It was like people who were still listening past the introduction of the episode or something.
That's pretty good.
I couldn't come up with one for us. I feel like, to quote the head of the family of the children, I just want to say Roman Roy, even though it's not Roman. I feel like we're just all bangers all the time.
Okay, here. One almost done. Let me try to find some clips I found amusing. Hold on. Here's my favorite clip of Geese Peep. I don't even know if this was ever in an episode. I may have cut this out, but this is my favorite. Hold on. Get ready. Get it. Buckle up.
I mean, you're right. Like, it is. I would be. Well, you know me. I'm always. I mean, you're right.
That was 4-5 seconds for not saying anything. Okay, let's hear what this is. What is this, guys?
It tastes like you're around your finger.
Okay, there's another geese. I got another geese over here.
Geese quote.
Yeah, around your finger. That's good. What's this one?
We are now, Geese Peep, we're now introduced to our protagonist, Julian. That's how I broke my tooth.
So I guess that's my favorite Taylor quote when I set up Geese Peep to say something, and Taylor just says, that's how I broke my tooth with Julian. Okay, let's hear this clip, guys.
I finally took a breather. Don't worry. Things are still pretty normal for breakfast. I had some banana bread.
Oh, yeah, banana bread saga. Who could forget?
Oh, yeah.
Banana bread's probably the least interesting of those. God, Juan, I wish I would have done more research because I know I have some quotes I like. If I'm editing the podcast and I'm laughing to myself, listening to it again, it's clearly hilarious. And unfortunately, I don't know. But I hope those little clips answered your question well enough. Thank you so much.
I think that's an extra bonus answer because some of that is unheard footage.
And actually, well, maybe, I don't know. And actually, Geese Peep, the next time she's in here, she's going to prepare and answer your question. And by then, maybe I'll find an even better answer for you. So you're going to get your question answered again.
Get your expectations through the roof.
Yes. There's no possible way you'll be disappointed. Taylor, it's time to move along to the wrap-up.
I didn't get to talk about the English.
Can you talk about the English, Taylor, please?
Yeah, because I actually enjoyed a lot of it. I think Chelsea sounded sick. I think obviously Gibeon sounded sick. I think they did the voice actor for Spinel is a good choice. Amethio did well. I liked his little I'll cut a path to my own future. That was good. My issue with most of the rest of the cast is that they sound like they were done by the same person. Liko, Roy, Dot, Sandwich. They all just sound like the same. And I know what they're doing. You're trying to sound like kind of an obnoxious streamer type personality. No one wants to hear that. Like, it's fun to laugh at that and say, oh, that's funny. To have it on a character that is in more than one episode, you choose a less annoying voice.
Some people like annoying voices.
And that music. It's rough.
I'm going to start on the music. Taylor, are we prepared to move on to the wrap-up?
I believe we are.
You can find Look, Listen, Cast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Please, just a little favor here. every single episode of the podcast on YouTube, please leave a little like and please leave a little comment. And that way more people who would be interested get to see it because it'll send it to them and they can listen and go, oh, I love Pokemon and Horizons and I like listening to podcasts people talking about it.
And most people love other things.
Yeah. And thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can follow him twitch.tv/Keith Squared. Taylor, take it away.
Thank you, Professor Ticklebits, for the boilerplate.
And the website. You can follow him twitch.tv/prof_ticklebits. And thank you to our support. Oh, yeah, I looked it up. You can't support us anymore. They took it away. Sorry, guys. I'll just live in poverty.
Thank you for our legacy supporters.
Yeah, thank you. Also, please recommend this podcast to your friends, children, nephews, nieces, grandmas. There's no swear words, so anybody can listen. And then, much like Juan Almost Done did, please send your questions to looklistencast@gmail.com, and we will answer them. Taylor, it's time to say goodbye 5 times.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Goodbye. Actually, you didn't need to do it. It's only Geese People that doesn't do it more than once because it used to be that for lore of the show here, it used to be she would say it in a high-pitched voice and none of it would be picked up. So I'd have to have her do it like 10 times just to get even one usable goodbye. Okay, I got stuff to do, so I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. See you next week. Geese People won't be here again. Can you believe it?
Always in
We're all
the air.
upset.
Flocking season.
Yep. All right. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye again. Goodbye. Okay.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Pete. Thank you for listening to the Geese Pete Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.